Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, so Emily, you sent me something on the socials yesterday, and you were like, did you look at it? And then I'll be honest, I looked at it quickly, and I was like, I can't click on this.
It's not clickbait. You act like I'm going to give you a virus or something.
No, I didn't think it was clickbait, but just share what you sent me.
I saw an article from a legit site, IGN, and it said that the Loch Ness Monster has been spotted. And listen, Kirsch makes fun of me all the time. I truly believe the Loch Ness Monster is real, or was real at one point. And so I sent it to you and I said, oh my gosh, Nessie. And I knew you probably weren't going to read it, but I figured let's talk about it.
The article says that a new spotting of Nessie has happened, right?
Yes.
So back to what you just said. Loch Ness Monster is real or was real. That means Loch Ness Monster, in this case, is real. So my question for you is this.
Am I going to go looking for it? No.
How old is Nessie?
I think Nessie, the original OG Nessie, has had kids. So these are just like the great-grandkids
so this
or something.
isn't Nessie. This is like Tessie or something like that, or Messy.
Oh my gosh. Don't say that because it just reminds me of Tess.
Zesty.
Now.
Zesty. Loch Zesty Monster.
No, I think it's just Nessie like 5.0.
Oh, no. So you seriously think Loch Ness Monster is real and it just pops up every so often to say hi to people and then goes back underwater and disappears?
This new image apparently is showing it's the first sighting in a long time. Just saying.
The image I'm looking at it right now. The image you sent me looks like a log floating in the water.
It does. It really does. But you know what? Justice for Nessie, okay? Like, Nessie's probably just trying to live her best life under there.
You're going over to Scotland. You're going to have your signs like Justice for Nessie. I'll be over on the other side of the water with a sign that says it's a dang log. Get over yourself.
Someone said, because, I scroll the comments for fun. Someone said in the comments, let's send the most non-believer out there to see if Nessie's real. And I was like, I got the guy.
I'm the most non-believer. Like, seriously, Nessie would be like 12,000 years old at this point.
Nessie 5.0, like I said, okay?
Zesty, Tessie, Messy, Bessie, all the kids, they're just floating around there looking like logs.
You're the only one who believes in Nessie, okay?
Crying out loud. All right, so Emily has this theory that everyone in Ohio is somehow connected to Rascal Flatts.
Do you agree with that theory? Because obviously I do. It's my theory.
Well, it's easy, especially, so I live, in the whole Olentangy area, Olentangy School District, where, Gary went to school and everything else. So there's a lot of people who are from that area who still live there, and they all know him.
Yes, so somehow, some way, really think about it, you are connected to Rascal Flatts. Like, one of my friends is very close with Jay's niece. So,
all right.
Yes, you see Gary frequently at the Lewis Center Kroger.
I saw Gary has been rumored to be at the Lewis Center Kroger from time to time when he's in town.
Yeah.
And it's not like he bags my groceries, Emily. You're making it sound like he and I hang out at that Kroger all the time. I've heard people say that
Lewis Center Kroger.
It's a very secretive, high profile place. There was a bar there. They got rid of it.
So that's what I'm saying. Somehow, some way, you are connected to Rascal Flatts if you were in Ohio.
So it's the 6 degrees of separation thing.
Yeah, except it feels a little closer. But yes.
Do you think that's real?
Yes, I do.
Like everybody is separated from somebody else by 6 people?
Yes, I do. You don't believe that?
I've never been able to prove it or disprove it.
Kirsch, how do you get us to meet George Clooney? Really think about that.
Actually, you know what? I have a friend who could get us to George Clooney.
Yes, exactly. So, point proven.
Name somebody else.
And name somebody else. Ryan Day.
Well, that's an easy one.
Okay, fine. What's that? quarterback's name?
Oh, that quarterback?
Yeah, what's that quarterback's name? Oh my gosh, he plays Aaron Rodgers. Is that his name, Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers would be an easy one, too.
See, not for everyone, just for you.
Well,
okay.
I would...
Oh, you know what? George Strait. I really...
I'm leaving that one up to you. I have no connections to George Strait.
You could just literally say John Boy Crenshaw. That's all you have to say, probably.
Does he know George?
I'm sure he does. Brad Paisley, he does.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then John Boy. Okay, maybe
yes,
you're onto something
I'm
here.
just saying. So let us, I want to know how people are connected to Rascal Flatts. I'm very curious if this theory is correct.
Kirsch and Emily, Classic Hit Country, 103.9, The Maverick. You shared this story, which I was fully entertained by, but you were not by any means. Let me just recap this. Is that okay?
That's fine. I just regret telling you anything off air.
Well, it all ends up on air. No, this is good because you told me yesterday, see if I get this right, in the middle of the night, 2 nights ago, not last night, the night before.
Correct.
Your husband was snoring and you reached over and tapped him gently to get him to stop snoring. But
because when he moves his head to the other side, it helps for some reason, at least for me.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's all I cared about at the time.
You tapped him gently, but yesterday he woke up. Well, apparently in the middle of the night you poked the bear because he woke up yesterday and he was hot. He was ready to go, and he said that you had committed violence and abuse towards him, and he was dead serious about it, right?
Yes, and then he was, and he was mad at me. I feel like I barely spoke to him yesterday.
So what's the update? I need to know.
Well, it went from smacking him, hitting him, to then punching his stomach. I was like, oh, that's a new one. Yeah, but really, he was like, I heard what you said on the radio, and you definitely hit me. And I was like, oh, you listened for once. Okay. He goes, I walked into people's houses, which sounds really creepy, but that's just what he does for a living. It's, his job. And he goes, and I just said, can you believe my wife hit me and decided to tell it on the radio? I was like, I know you're joking now. Like, that's okay.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, no, it was still a whole thing. And needless to say, we did not sleep together last night because I wanted to sleep and not be accused of violence.
Oh, the level of drama. I love it.
Do you? Because I don't.
Because it went from, I love how your version is I tapped him lightly, and his is you punched me in the stomach. Tomorrow that's going to be like, now he's saying that like I came out.
I ran him over with a car.
With a sword and was hitting him in the middle of the night or something like that.
Yeah, it's fine. It's marriage, right? We all have these silly little arguments.
But we don't have those ones.
I'm doing my best, okay?
Our drama level is lower than yours, clearly.
Wow, you're making me reevaluate so many things right now.
We're just like, okay, you tapped me last night, but was I snoring? Yes, and then it's usually, oh, sorry about that. I'm so sorry if I kept you up.
Oh, what's that like? You guys don't wake up and choose violence? What's that like?
No, we don't.
This is like the one time we do.
Emily, you want to talk about football for a second? Because the NFL just changed a bunch of rules, and I want to see if you even know what some of these things mean.
I always want to talk about football. You know that.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
It's my favorite sport.
So the NFL, they just changed some of their rules around. They're altering stuff like their overtime format again. They approved 2 rule changes Tuesday at their annual meeting. Overtime is being overhauled in the regular season. The replay assist is going to expand into some new plays per multiple reports. They're just making a bunch of changes.
Because why not?
The one thing that they did not touch yet was the tush push.
Okay.
Now, I'd like for you to explain to me what the tush push is.
Is that when you push their tushy?
Yeah, I mean that's it.
No, I mean like you just push you have to push the tush out of the way, right? Like I'm doing the hand motion.
Yeah, I was gonna say you need to see this. I wish you were in studio with us right now because she keeps putting putting her hands in this like round.
Like, yeah, is that like you just push them that way?
You look like
right?
you've got cheeks in your hands.
Yes, so you're pushing their tushy.
It is. So
Or you smack their tushy, because I don't think that's allowed.
wait, you what? You what?
Is that what you smack? You like smack their tushy?
No.
I'm dead serious right now. That's what's so sad.
Okay, so the tush push is this. Like if they're, let's say they need to get a yard or like half a yard to get a first down or a touchdown or whatever they're trying to get. They just need to get half a yard, just a little bit, right?
Okay.
What they do is they'll line up the quarterback, and all of the team basically gets behind the quarterback and starts pushing, right? Trying to push the quarterback over the...
Why is it called a tush push?
Because they...
Nothing to do with the tushy.
What else are they going to push?
Just a quarterback push. That seems a little easier.
But they push him by his rear end.
Is that what they practice? Like I see all those things where they practice in football things where they're on the stand, right?
What
you know
they
what I'm talking about?
do in their
fields?
private time is none of my business. What they're...
No, like someone stands on
Practicing
the
with the
coach will
tush.
probably stand on the stand and a bunch of players push in practice. But okay, never mind. I'm explaining that poorly, but that makes sense. But it should not be called a tush push.
A tush push. It's where they push him by his rear end.
Yes, exactly, right?
So yeah, you nailed it. But I do love the hand motions. Again, she has them in like perfect cups.
I thought it was allowed everywhere, okay? Like, I thought not just for the quarterback. So they should rename that while they're trying to change the rules. Because a football expert like myself says so.
The tush push. There you go. All right. Well, now you're caught up. See, you know more about football. All right, so we're going to play a little game here. Is it a country song or a Craigslist ad? You got on Craigslist, and
I've seen some things. I can't unsee. I'm genuinely concerned for humanity after reading some of these Craigslist posts to make this game.
You're going to give me a country lyric or a Craigslist post, and I have to guess which one it is, right?
Yeah.
All right, what do you got? Let's just go for it. What do we got? 5 of them?
5 of them, yes. Okay, first one. Anybody interested in cash and hand work must have an inner or outer belly button.
That's a Craigslist ad.
Yes, it is. I had to throw that in one because it was just so insane.
Okay. What other kind of belly button is there?
I'm concerned what kind of work that is.
Yeah, I guess that should be where my concern is, too.
Are you okay?
Yeah, okay.
You, Kirsch, because you're okay. Anyways, she was last seen out on the town at a karaoke bar.
That's a country song.
Yes, it is. But I did see a Craigslist one previously like that.
Misconnection?
Yes. Yes. So, yeah, there's misconnections in here. I should have said that. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Picture in the glove box and a 6-pack in the bed.
That's a Craigslist ad.
No, that's a Blake Shelton song.
Oh, okay. Oh, whoops. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, Blake. I was like, that sounds like a fun Craigslist ad to me.
Okay.
2 more?
Yes, we were able to communicate to one another that our mission on this planet was to figure out how humans replicate.
Whoa, okay. That is a Craigslist ad.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I should also mention that this post said you had the most amazing badonkadonk.
But
I'm not
the
I'm
most
not
amazing badonkadonk. I need to get on Craigslist and just start
I should
reading.
use that. That would have got you with a country song.
Yeah,
what
right.
was I thinking?
Honky tonk.
I want someone to be naked in the woods with me and to ruin the wedding.
Oh, I'm not 100% sure which one this could be. I want somebody to be naked in the woods with me and to ruin the wedding. Oh, please tell me that's a Craigslist ad.
It is, yes.
It is?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I want to respond to that because I want to go to that wedding and see what happens.
They should also mention that they would protect them from their family. So
this is so good. Okay, well, there's some wild stuff happening out there. Was this all out of Columbus?
no.
Whew, that's actually
Mark safe.
relieving. Emily, Classic Hit Country 103.9, The Maverick. Emily, we need to start a segment that we call, like, things that aren't there anymore.
Things we miss and want to bring back? Yes, we do.
Oh, I just saw you put this on the list. What's up? I'm Kirsch. That's Emily. We're talking about things that aren't in Columbus anymore that people miss. And we put this on our socials if you want to chime in on this, and we'll share some of these as we go through the week. Things like City Center.
Oh, yes. I think everyone misses City Center. There was just something like that feel. But you know what? I really miss Big Bear.
Big Bear Supermarket.
That too. Yes. It's just like, it was just a comfort shopping experience. Okay.
Yeah,
Did you ever get to experience it? Were you here then?
Yeah, I moved to Columbus in 2002, and Big Bear, I think, went out of business in 2003. So I had been to Big Bear a couple of times.
Barely experienced it, though.
Right.
Okay.
Nothing like a Big Bear hug, Emily.
I know. Can we bring it back?
No, they're kind of out of business.
Well, you can revive the business.
Do you know what I miss as far as grocery stores and stores like that? You actually just put it on the list. The Andersons. There was one in Grove City. There was one over in Reynoldsburg off of Bryce Road. But I lived in Toledo for a while. And the Andersons is all over the place up there. At least it was. And that was such a great store.
Why don't you start your own grocery store and call it the Kirsches? Just come to the Kirsches. I feel like you would succeed and thrive with that.
Kind of a competitive market. I think Kroger has that one cornered.
You never know until you try, Kirsch.
Yeah, I'd rather have a couple dollars in the bank. Okay, we talked about this a while ago, and another one that people talked about was Kahiki.
Yes.
Do you remember Kahiki?
Not really, no.
Okay,
but it sounds amazing.
It was
everyone
this big Polynesian luau place over on the east side. It was like right off 270. You could see it, and it was this crazy, huge restaurant thing. And every time you bring up Kahiki to people who are like OG Columbus, they're like, "Oh yeah, I've been there," but it's been gone for a long time.
We need to bring back these like vibes. Things like that to do. I'm sure, and there might be some that I just don't know about, but we should make awareness to it.
Here's the question, though. What do we have now that you think in maybe 20 years, people are going to say, oh, I miss that?
Oh, that's a hard one. Because, I would have said Magic Mountain, but that's been...
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Gone, right?
Yeah, that's...
So, that's a good question.
What do we have now that people are, honestly, I'm going to say
Axe
in 20...
Axe
well, no,
I'm
like
gonna say
places I'm thinking of. Like,
yeah, there's like a dueling axes, right?
30 years. Do you think Easton's still going to be what it is now?
No.
Do you think people eventually will be like nostalgic about Easton?
I mean, I hope not. I like to be positive and hope that we can still bring that vibe of, being in a mall and going to different stores and stuff like that. Easton's a different exception to me as a mall.
I wonder what that's going to look like over there in 20, 30 years.
Why are you bringing down the goodness right now?
I'm not bringing down anything. I'm just being curious.
Trying to bring back the memories here and make us feel something. You're like, what's going to be gone? Well, I got to thinking, and there's so many things I could ask you, and I just felt like this was appropriate for some reason.
Okay.
What is the most redneck thing you've seen at a party?
Oh, the most redneck thing I've ever seen at a party. A lot of these would probably come from my days at Bowling Green. Seeing people do things at parties where I'm like, okay, I was at a party not too long ago where somebody did shake up, I think it was a bush latte, if you will.
Okay.
And bite the can, and it just sprayed everywhere. And I was like, okay, that's strong.
That's very redneck.
That's very redneck. And it was at a very, very nice place. I was like, okay, that's not...
Kirsch, you're telling me my house is really nice?
That did not happen at your house.
I know. I was hoping not, actually.
Your house is nice, though.
I would have felt
What about you? What's the most redneck thing? I feel like you've got some stories.
Well, I have a bunch of stories. I'm just kidding. I mean, I might. I just wanted to say that to throw you off. So... I have seen a couple of things. I've seen a toilet used as a cooler.
Okay.
And I've also seen a cooler used as a toilet. And I'm really, like, as I say this out loud, I'm really questioning who I hang out with.
Yeah, I am too.
I mean,
the
honestly.
Same person?
No, that's what's sad.
That would be even more interesting if it was the same person who tossed the cold beers in the commode and then peed in the cooler.
I wish I was like, oh, Kirsch just one-upped me on this, but now I'm kind of feeling like I might have just won that. I don't know.
I didn't know it was a competition, but at the same time, you definitely won that. You got somebody peeing in a cooler. Was there beer in the cooler?
Yes, there was.
Oh man, well, hopefully it was pee.
I mean, I think it was. I didn't really ask questions now that you're saying that.
Was it a guy? Was he sitting in the cooler?
It was a guy, but it would have been more impressive if it was a girl, let's be honest.
He was sitting in the cooler. He's like, whoops-a-daisy. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Oh my gosh, no, I haven't seen that. Wow, okay. Should have had a bush light in hand, right?
Word to the wise. Never go to a party at Emily's house. You just asked me the funniest question because you were talking about, I'm so entertained by you and your husband.
I know you are. So I love when I can deliver entertainment. I often have to check on him after I ask him to do something, which might be micromanaging, but it's fine. It's all in the name of love, right?
Give me an example.
So, whenever I'm at home, I sometimes say, hey, don't forget to lock the door on your way out. Just because we live in the country doesn't mean scary movie situations don't happen, right?
Right.
But I could be home doing something else, and I often have to check if he is, listening and actually locks the door. And that's just an example that comes to mind because there's other things I'm sure I could think of.
Okay, let's flip that though. Are there things? Do you think if I asked him, are there things you have to follow up on with Emily? He would say yes or no.
He would say no.
He would say no?
He would probably say no because I'm too crazy or in control of having to make sure things are done.
Oh, so there's control issues. That's what this is.
That's the only way I can describe it, I'm sure. Is it control issues or just responsibility that falls on
too many
mom?
Scary movies. You're like, we live in the country, but scary movie situations can happen in the country.
I've seen The Strangers. Have you seen The Strangers?
I have not.
So, of course you haven't. Of course you haven't.
Do you just sit around and watch movies nonstop? I feel like you've seen every movie.
No, actually, but I did see a good one this past weekend. I think it was good. I don't know. I'm still undecided. But no, I like movies, Kirsch.
I know you do. That's perfectly fine. But not everything that happens in movies comes true.
I know.
So live on the edge. Leave the door unlocked one day and see if somebody chases you into your basement. Would you run your basement if they were chasing you? Because that's what they do in movies.
I don't think so. I don't know. Let's hope that never happens because I just that freaks me out thinking about it. I love when you tell me before we get on air, well, I don't know if you're going to like this, but let's go.
Yeah, movie titles that would be the worst possible name for a dating app. And we got this call.
On the dating app, what about Top Gun and Clueless?
For the name of a dating app?
Well, I feel like a lot of people on dating apps are clueless, though, don't you?
Yeah, I do, too.
So maybe they should just rebrand.
Here's what I want to do. We talked about how there's all these niche dating apps like Farmers Only and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to give you some movie titles.
Okay.
And I want you to describe to me what this dating app would be.
All right, let's go.
You ready for this? Okay. Let's go with The Bone Collector.
Oh, I'm gonna go with true crime junkies, like really crime enthusiasts for that one.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep that PG.
How about Big Daddy?
That's like sugar. It gives sugardaddy.com vibes.
Okay, Sugar Daddy. Okay,
doesn't it?
There's a movie.
Or it could be people with daddy issues too. It can go both ways.
There's a movie called Not Without My Daughter.
Oh, I don't even know how to spin that one, Kirsch. One's just never go live.
Well, yeah. What about the movie 8 1/2?
Only 8.5's allowed.
Oh, okay. You cleaned that up.
Yes.
Commando was a movie.
Nudist welcome.
Okay, hold on. I've got a few more. Let's.
I'm trying here. I'm trying to keep this as
Ooh,
PG. As
you know, it's
yes.
a movie.
What?
Shaft. A dating app called Shaft. Who would be on that?
People who own everything they do with no embarrassment. I really don't know where to go with that one.
I don't know which one to do. I was going to give you one more, but I've got two more.
Okay.
Okay, two more. Julie and Julia.
Well, that could be like if you're into women only.
Okay.
And you're a woman. Yeah.
Okay. The dating app, the last one we're going to go with here. A dating app called Goldfinger. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Kirsch and Emily, Classic Hit Country 103.9 The Maverick. Emily, do you have any phrases or words that you know you overuse and you're like, I need to stop saying that?
Yeah, I'm sure I do. You might as well just tell me what they are because they're not coming to my mind right now.
No, well, we talked about a while back where, you know, the most annoying phrases or whatever, and you're like, I say that. Like,
100%.
I was today years old when.
Yeah. I don't say that one. That one annoys me.
Okay.
Yeah, that one, I don't get the trend behind that one. But yes, I'm sure I overuse some, and I'm sure people can point them out. But you know what? I'm never going to change, so.
That's, wow, okay. She's like, this is me, and you better love it. Well,
Yes.
here's the reason I ask. British slang is growing in popularity. So Gen Z loves British shows like Love Island and Adolescence, and it's having an effect on them. They're adopting British slang. Bonkers is the fastest growing British slang word in the U.S., and I want to start using that.
Wow. I would love to watch you say bonkers every single day. That's just bonkers.
I'm going to seriously start. I love that word. So, according to research by Northern Arizona University and language app Babbel, bonkers is way up there. Let me give you the other ones. We should start using these. You ready?
Okay. Yes.
Actually, you know what? I want you to use these in a sentence as I go through them. Ready?
I'm in a virtual queue.
Okay, a virtual queue is a line. Okay, wonky is the next one.
That's just wonky. Like crazy, right?
Yeah, like little goofy, little off kilter.
You're so wonky, Kirsch.
What about cheeky?
Well, that's just cheeky keen. I feel like I've heard that, right?
No, you're
like
just saying the same thing. That's just wonky. That's just cheeky.
Just wonky. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Isn't that cheeky?
What about cheers? That's an easy one.
Cheers to us,
All
Kirsch.
right. There you go.
Okay, no, but here's the thing about the Brits is sometimes the slang is not what we think it means.
Well, exactly. You might be saying something you don't want to say.
There's like one word over there that like is offensive, but it doesn't sound offensive.
Bugger and posh are also on this list. They're growing in popularity.
I'm just so posh, which means like classy, right?
What is bugger?
Like Posh Spice. Oh, you little bugger.
Is that it? Like, oh.
I don't really know. I could be saying something so horribly right now, and I feel horrible. Like, I don't know. I got to look up what that means.
I loved your examples. Use wonky in a sentence. That's just wonky. Okay, use cheeky in a sentence. That's just cheeky. What did you say? What did you say?
It's not. See, this is why I don't like doing this.
What is it?
It's not a good word.
Bugger?
Yes, it literally has a warning on it right here.
No, it doesn't. What does it mean?
I can't. No, it says it's vulgar slang. So what did you make me do?
Well, it's not banned by the FCC, so I think we're in good shape.
I hope so.
What did you say, Emily? So, Emily, what is this whole thing with the 100 men versus a gorilla or 100 men versus what? Like, where did that come from?
Do you remember that stupid man versus bear thing last year?
Yes.
Okay, well, I feel like it's just along the same lines of that. Someone got really bored and went way back in Reddit and found this question. And so they want to know who would win in a fight, 100 men or a single silverback gorilla. I'm going to go with the gorilla.
I would too, except for the fact that I saw, and this, I can't even believe we're talking about this. This is an online thing if you haven't seen this. And I saw a picture the other day of this where it was a gorilla surrounded by 100 men. Like it was just a drawing.
Okay, I was like, oh no.
And 100 men is a lot of dudes. Like when I actually looked at it, I was like, I don't think the gorilla could win.
I do, because I've seen Tarzan, George of the Jungle.
Because I've seen, you know what, now that you're talking about it, I watched a couple episodes of Curious George with my girls back in the day, and yeah, he could.
Okay, Curious George is not a silverback gorilla.
I've seen Tarzan.
Tarzan, George of the Jungle, Mighty Joe Young, King Kong. Oh, man. Yeah, all those movies. I'm just saying.
King Kong was very gentle with her when he pulled her off the side of the building.
Yeah, her, not everyone else.
100 dudes is a lot. I think they would win.
You get in the way of a gorilla wanting something. I'm talking 100 dudes, no weapons, anything, just themselves. And also, that's 100 guys that have to agree on a way to take on the gorilla. Good luck with that, because the gorilla would have already, destroyed at least half of you. Because you all think you're all correct in your own ways.
100 dudes is a lot of guys. I don't know.
But you have to strategize correctly. And then one's going to go rogue, probably more than one.
They're just going to run.
And then someone's going to go,
part in this.
Listen, we don't need another Harambe, which is very true. Oh, man, that just makes me sad still.
Okay, before we go down that path.
I'm just saying.
We can agree to disagree on this one.
Yes, I think the gorilla would win.
I'm going with 100 dudes. Emily, did you see this? So we were just talking about your men that you love. You love Jason Statham and you love Bret Michaels, and there's some others on there.
I love them.
Do you see that you can now rent celebrities?
That's weird. What?
Yeah.
That's weird, right?
There's a new service that Airbnb is launching. It's not just for renting houses anymore. Their founder and CEO, Brian Chesky, announced they're adding new services that include things like massages and personal training, plus experiences tailored to specific locations. And you'll also be able to rent celebrities. He has dozens of famous people ready to participate. Initial offerings include playing football and eating barbecue with Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, but how much is that? Do you think he could teach me football?
He might.
Is that weird to pay for that experience for a bit for us?
You can do a day-long experience with Sabrina Carpenter or Megan Thee Stallion. Ooh.
I'm good on that, but that's weird.
Yeah, me too.
It feels weird to me to pay to hang out with them.
Sorry, that was my favorite response of the day. I'm good on that.
Yeah. But doesn't that feel weird to hang out with them? I feel like if I was gonna hang out with Bret Michaels, I'd like to do that on my own, not, Don't look at me like that. I know every time I say his name, you look at me so weird.
No, I'm not. Well, then why don't you hang out with him on your own?
I've been trying for years. Someone told me the other day that they're surprised I've never met him yet.
Right,
and I
now
said,
you just need to pay up.
I don't want to.
My efforts are not working. I'll just buy the opportunity.
That's so creepy to me. Is that not creepy? What if you're a mega fan and stalker-ish?
It is really kind of weird. If I was one of these celebrities, I don't know how they vet people for this, but...
Patrick Mahomes needs to teach me football on his own out of the kindness of his heart, not because we're going to pay him for it.
He would not do that.
I think he would.
You know what? Make it happen.
I will. I've got a whole plan. I'm going to become besties with Andy Reid. And somehow, because Andy's Patrick's like a son to him, it's going to happen. I'll settle for Travis Kelce, okay?
Okay, fine. You do your thing. If you can make this happen, let's put a deadline on it. By the end of this year.
Okay,
by the end of this year, Patrick Mahomes teaches you football, and if not, you have to rent him.
Okay.
Deal?
Deal.
All right, this is gonna be so creepy.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.